Hello, testing. All right, good evening, traders. Let's take a look at what went down today. Um, we were chopping that trend line. I know, remember the areas of the critical levels I was looking at on NQ were this 2618. Looking for a return to there. Looking at the as low as the 20 daily on the NQ. Didn't I mean not even nearly that close. I mean back down. Oh no, I was looking for the 20 on SPY and the 510 on the Qs. Didn't quite get there, about halfway there. But we did get down to this 2618 all the way down there, which is about what I was expecting. If we look at the 5 minute chart here, makes good sense. I mean, we've got the MAC cross on open, and then anytime there's a dump like this, hit it with the fib. Right, so we got return to the pocket and then dump down. Perfect. At that 50 tag, 50% tag right here, dump down, and just perfect, really. Why is this strange? It looks like the 50 is got a higher opacity than the rest, or the other ones do, but whatever. Comes down there, and then back to the 50, you get that re-short. The 5 did cross up here, and then by the time it crosses back down, it's a bit too late for the trade. I mean, you can get a scalp for the rest. But it made good sense. Grinding this trend line, and then I was also referencing on the hourly how it could look similar to this one here. Right, grind up here, come back to the trend line, get a dump, pump back, chop the trend line, dump down here to the bottom. We just didn't do that full dump, and now we're probably gonna get another little liquidity day on Tuesday, looking similar to this day here. Yeah, right at 9. I think that's the 9 o'clock. Wait, where is that? Here we go. It's the 9 o'clock there, so we get a pump. Right, little recovery of half the channel. Nothing crazy. So I could go ahead and, if I wanted to, draw a little fib. So this fib here from the downside, yeah, that's still potentially relevant. That one could be a baseline. Let's go ahead and hit this with that 50% opacity on the edge of the pocket as well. Hit this one with that too. Okay, so you see this 50% is a little more clear. I feel like that 100 is. Okay, is that 100? Alright, so yeah, back down to the 261 on the daily. Come back down here before we pop back to the halfway of the channel, something like that. I don't expect a full wash. This was the day we were kind of looking for when I was mentioning, that these big red days are coming out of nowhere. It's just this one happened to grind up overnight before coming down pretty hard. So we probably honestly still have a big red candle in our midst eventually after a little bit of liquidity grabbing. But yeah, and then what are we still looking at here? Probably still the 5 and the 10 on the daily for support, which should line up, yeah, with that 1, right? So that's probably good support. Probably see a little bit, maybe a continuation here overnight, and then similar to this day, get that pop. If we come as low as the 20, probably see some support there off that. If I look at the SPY, where I have these dailies coded as dots instead of lines, we can see those here, alright? So if that comes down here, I don't really think it's gonna come all the way to 20 in one shot. So instead, we can see some support off that 50, lines up with this zone. You see this zone right here get tested. This anchor here got a great bounce. So that's what's cool about anchors. You go ahead and anchor that. You look for the real-time hours bounce. Came back to this anchor here and then back down. I mean, that's great for the opening day stuff. That's how I like to use it on the queues. So looking at that, and I mean, these are great moves. I mean, you can have limited risk. You can even get in. Just, I mean, it's more of a doji 15, but it's kind of bullish just from the length of the wick to the downside, and knowing that that wick is off of a level that we have. So that's kind of nice. So you can take it on the close, and it's like risk just half the wick, you know, and get what is this? I mean, easily. You can say even starting from here, because why not? A whole buck on that, which is 40 points. So you could come down here. I mean, really, it's about 50, and you could risk maybe 20. So looking at that, that was pretty great. If we look at the Mac dashboard towards the start of the day, we were 8:45 recording here. This played out great. Yeah, this played out really awesome. Really happy about this. I'll actually go ahead and pull up what I was expecting from this point. I'll put it in the bottom right here. I was looking at this 15 had already put in a green, right? So I was looking at hoping that this 15 would reject that line, roll back down. This would pop up a little bit. So the 15 would reject that. The 30-minute would pop up a little bit, but then ultimately curl back down, and then this 1 hour would get the spread, which is just about exactly what happened here. So this 1 hour actually spread down. This 30 got the big dump. This 15 did just that, and then went further down. So that's, you know, if anyone, I mean, this is exactly how I love to use MACD. And this is the stuff I like to pay attention to. Like, so that was about 9 o'clock, and I was saying 8:45, I was saying this could reject down. So then if I go and look over, like, what were we doing around that time? Right, 8:45, right around here. I mean, it was just perfect, right? You get the topping action here, you can start building into a short here, and it just washes down a whole 100 points for you. So that's exactly how I like to use the MACD. The market's fractal. You look at the MACD fractal, you see what's kind of starting to open up and what would have to happen for it to kind of continue in that way. So that was looking pretty good. And now what? Overnight, overnight into tomorrow now. Let's go and take a look at these things. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting that grind down overnight. Not too confident on that. I mean, the down sweeps are getting a little weaker. Right, so if we sweep down, and then pop up, try to sweep down, and then pop up, right, like this. Because we've got these sweeps, sweep, right, and then we make this sweep, and then we finally pop up. Once the downward pressure starts tapering nicely. But overall, just to wrap up, Um, I'll be looking for that. Let's definitely put these SMAs on the daily SMAs here. Where is that? Did it? Yeah, all right. So look for a return to this one, and then probably get that pop towards like the middle of this channel. Just doing something around here. Right? Nothing crazy. Right? So looking for perhaps. Right? I mean, just anything in that kind of area, right? Catch the support, catch the zero line support, and then just pop back towards this middle and start just building more liquidity. We've got this nice cup on the 5. It's kind of, I mean, it's a little ugly, but it's almost like a nice cup and handle here on the SPY. But ultimately, I think we got a little bit more support to grab before we grind out, unless we start squeezing those shorts. So let's look at the Mac dashboard for some confluence here. What do we have building? We've got the. Maybe I should set this to like 15 and 30 going to 4 daily. Because I don't even utilize the 2 and the 5 too much here. But what do we have here? Crossing up on the 15. A nice cross at 30 could cross. 1 hour definitely curling. 2 hour a little bit spread. So I think these kind of make sense for actually a kind of a pop. But looking at the 5, there we go. Now I'm using the 5. Looking at the 5, could curl, could catch that 0 and come on back down. Who says it's got to pop back over? If I look at the 4 year, that is looking kind of strong to the downside. I would not be surprised if we get across, but then again, we could just get this right here, gets close, and pops back up. That's what the Macs often like to do, is just get close. And then the daily kind of flat. It's almost looking a little exhausted. Right, it's almost looking just a little exhausted. So the MACDs are actually telling me that we might see more upside than I'm imagining for price action. So we'll see if that follows through. But ultimately, then if we come up overnight, whatever, and we end up here around the morning, I would then be expecting a little bit more downside to catch these supports. So, I mean, point is, either way, I'm looking for this market to keep building that liquidity. To keep building that liquidity. So if we come down overnight and catch these supports, we'll go up a bit. Or if we go up a bit and then come down to catch these supports. So that's what we're looking for. I think around 450 once we finally line up here. This 450, 420, this whole area here. I think that'll definitely be some strong support. So we're gonna see. Definitely. Right now, like I'm saying, the whole multicolored solid background on me. Oh yeah, kind of like that. That's not when I made that. That looks kind of nice. Yeah, so that is, oh, yep, and then here's that kind of stuffing, just stuffing it with that random that was coming up, and then suddenly just dropped like 10 points there. So if that then flushes down the MACD to then curl this 15 down, and actually this 30-minute rejects this line and does one of these, right? What the 15 did this morning, and then comes back down, then we'll see that push down overnight to then catch this. Or if it curls up, we'll see that push up overnight to catch this area and then come back down. So I'm really pretty pretty gung-ho on the liquidity building. I think, we either, if we end up down here, then we pop up, and if we end up here, then we come down. So I'm pretty confident on the liquidity building. I don't think that we're going to be just busting out of this range quite yet. So yeah, I mean that's the game plan. We'll probably see the bottom of this trend line, and then probably see like towards the middle of it. So then call it there. Yeah, a little bit of a tag there. That's the original anchor from today. So, yes, hypothetically, I should go ahead and drag that back down there. So, yeah, that's the gameplay, building that liquidity sweepers in full effect. This one there, get those out of the way. Yeah, those are the critical levels. Got that. They're looking pretty good. Technically, got the tags there. Let's just set these so I don't have to do them tomorrow. Tag there, and then that's going to tag, and this is going to tag, and here we are. And then go ahead and put this on the low of the day. So, pretty easy anchors, when it all comes down to it. They're just the end of the day anchors. Yep, gigantic flush. I mean, not that gigantic, but starting its way down. And if we work our way down here too soon overnight, then we'll probably start to see that pop overnight. And then if we see that pop overnight, like if we somehow work our way down here by like midnight or whatever, I don't know if we do like this and end up down here, we'll probably like really early in the morning hit like one of those or something like that. Just a crazy insta back and forth, kind of like we got on what day? See on that, like kind of like this, right? But they're probably not as violent as this. But you can see on this one, that's exactly, grinded down, got down to the support, the critical support, and then just ripped it straight up or ripped it straight down. So I'd not be too surprised if we found our way down here, that this support would come into play. And then rip us back up. Do I think we're going to go all the way back to the top of the channel? I don't know about that. So yeah, alright, at 17 minutes. This is a long one. Wrap it up. Liquidity building this area for sure.